Okay, game of Monopoly. I still don't think I can win a game. I need to become a pro before, but we can all keep learning, right? It's 28 minutes after 7. Time now for my banner. Easter is just around the corner. What kind of holiday are you planning? And when we talk holiday, are you thinking maybe going to South Africa or going to Kenya or going to the UK or going to America? Is that the kind of holiday you're thinking? Well, you can holiday right here in Ghana as well, except that most of us don't think it that way. So this morning, I'm going to get you to be thinking holidaying in Ghana. My guest has invested a lot in the country. We'll find out where his motivation is coming from. But he's Andrew Murphy, and he's CEO of Zana Lodge Company Ghana Limited. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, you know, for you, perhaps I can start this way. What is a typical holiday like for you?
Well, I'm in startup mode right now, so a typical holiday for me is a place where I can relax. I like to have a good view, a place where I can have a drink with friends, take my family out, usually at the beach, but I love wildlife, obviously, so that's my passion. Yeah.
Okay. You've been here for a while. You've been in Ghana for a number of years, really. You're actually married to a Ghanaian.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think, because you are in this business, where do you think Ghanaians like to holiday? The kind of things that I was saying before, you know, when we say holiday, we're thinking outside Ghana. Is that the sense that you also get?
I think, you know, it depends on different income levels, but I think a lot of people, especially at the wealthier level of Ghanaians, tend to travel outside of Ghana, to Europe and other places. I think even holidaying in general for a lot of Ghanaians is a new thing because the income wasn't there. And so when people do it, they really think of a weekend. So they think of a weekend at the beach, or taking a weekend trip to Kakum or something like that. But our goal is to show that you can actually go to more places in Ghana, and we want to bring people to the north.
You know, one of the things that we think about, because I tend to also think about it, is costs.
Yeah.
So that if you were traveling outside Accra, for instance, for a weekend, you're thinking it will be expensive. But should that be the thinking?
Well, I think that obviously everyone in their own budget and how they plan, but you can't replace the memories you have with your family. You can't replace the ability to expose your kids to new things. You have kids who have never left Accra or never left their hometown, and you know, as families are able to, and not obviously every family is not able to, but it's important to know your own country. Yeah.
Let's talk about you, because you've invested heavily in this kind of sector. What were you thinking about before? What's your assessment of the hotel industry in Ghana?
Well, clearly I think there's potential, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But I came to Ghana in 1998, spent most of my time for 6 years living in the Upper East region in northern Ghana. And what I saw is there was a lot of concentration of hotel and activities in the south, and that's typical. You see people working on properties at the beach, or in Accra, Kumasi, things like that, and just not much attention on northern Ghana. And for me, I'm a child of the north, so northern Ghana is one of my favorite places.
Because that's where your wife comes from.
That's where my wife is from, but I was living there even before I knew her as well, so I like it not just because of her, but she also plays a role. I just love the nature of the people, I love the scenery. And so the motivation was, if we could find a way to build higher-end accommodation to bring a different type of guest to the north, it would be a great way to just open up northern Ghana to hospitality.
But is there a place that you think a lot of Ghanaians would like to visit?
I think so. I mean, what I know is I've now, for the last almost 20 years, have been taking Ghanaians to the north for the first time. So I'm the American who shows Ghanaians the rest of their country. And what I see is how much the experience captures them. Especially in Mole National Park when they see some of the views for the first time. So I'm convinced that people will love this place. Not just Mole National Park, but also all of northern Ghana, whether the Upper West, going to the Upper East. I've worked with community destinations all over the north. So.
Yeah. You know, sometimes when the experience is being shared by a foreigner, people tend to appreciate it better. So you tell me what is in the north.
Well, I think that the first thing that captures you is just the difference of the scenery. It's more of a savanna, it's more open air, a lot of shea trees, a lot of mango trees, lots and lots of baobab, which is my favorite tree. People are just friendly. It's less hurried in the north than compared to, say, life in Accra. Accra is starting to more capture the essence of any kind of Western busy city in terms of the pace of life. And it's just the pace of life, it's the experiences and the history of the people there as well. And when you go to Mole National Park, it's the fact that you can walk among elephants. most Ghanaians probably don't even know that you can go on a walking safari
Yeah.
and see elephants in their own country.
I tell you what, there's a beautiful place, is it in Damongo, the Mole Park, where you won't believe that you're in Ghana. You probably would think you're in South Africa or in Kenya somewhere. And that's where you've invested so much. So tell us about that particular place, the Mole game.
Mole National Park is located in the northern region. It's about a 2-hour drive now from Tamale. You can fly from here to Tamale in 40 minutes and then in 2 hours be in the park. It's Ghana's largest national park. It's about 4,507 square kilometers, over 90 species of mammals, all kinds of birds and things like that. And what's most special about Mole is it's just this fantastic escarpments with beautiful views where you see nothing but savanna as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
But you can go and walk with a guard from the Wildlife Division and walk right amongst elephants. I was just there last week, and there's a group of 5 standing right by the junction to our lodge, and I just stood and watched them for about 5 minutes. And if you've ever done anything in your life, standing on the ground next to an animal that's that impressive is absolutely, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah. I have been privileged enough to have that experience.
Yes, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I think that the experience is better lived even when you can sleep and wake up, you know, early in the morning, seeing all these animals having breakfast and just watching them. And that's what I think you're doing, right?
No,
you're making it
that's
possible
the
for
idea.
people to be able to live there.
Yes, we're actually, the idea is that our lodge is actually in the middle of the park. It's about 3 kilometers into the center of the park. And there will be animals around you when you wake up. You'll wake up, go have coffee on your veranda. You can look down on the hillside, and you could see different types of antelope, birds, potentially elephants, right amongst you.
But why would you want to set up, invest so much in the bush, if I may say? I mean, you could have put up, you know, like a 5-star hotel with, you know, like a glass house and that kind of thing, with a swimming pool by the beach and that kind of thing.
You know, I think it's probably because I'm a bushman at heart. So I grew up in the outdoors, but also even when I was living in the north, I mean, I've done canoe trips down the White Volta River. I've hiked along the entire Gambaga Escarpment. So for me, it's how do you help people to experience the beauty of nature? And the reality is a lot of people need a certain level of comfort in order to do that. So we're trying to marry the idea of comfort in the bush so you can have the best of both worlds.
Would it sell? Is it something that you think?
I'm convinced that it will. I think there's a market. We've been testing with different clients who come into Mole National Park and talking with people in the industry, and I think there's a huge market for this kind of offering. I mean, it'll be the first safari lodge ever built in a national park in Ghana. The Mole Motel is existing. It's been there for 50 years, but we're trying to target a different market. We had one of our investors speak at a travel conference in Washington, D.C. a few years ago. And when he told them about what we were doing, the operators actually stood up and clapped because they've been looking for this kind of product for some time.
For me, it's refreshing because the times that we're in, these are very hard times for us as a country. So to see an investor find an opportunity in a place like the North, that is refreshing for me.
Well, I think you have to have a long-term view about Ghana. So there's obviously currently challenges in the economy. We have challenges with power. Ebola has really hit the tourism industry as well. But if you have a long-term view of the growth of Ghana, of West Africa, and Africa in general, then the only place to invest is Africa right now.
Do you experience blackouts there as well?
They're less, I think, also because the power outages, the power demand in northern Ghana is probably less than Accra as a whole. The source of power for the north is the Bui Dam, so it's a bit more stable. Yeah.
Okay, but do you have a plan? Because, you know, I was speaking to one of the telcos, and they were telling me that they have 3 power sources for a place where they have their masts in most of the communities. So what kind of power sources do you have?
It's a mix of, so, you know, we're connected to the main electricity grid, but we have a full generator backup system if we need it. That can run the entire property full stop. But what we've also done is our entire water system is solar powered. So we have solar pumps that pump water from the borehole wells to the top of our hill. All the water heating is solar. So the idea is over time we'll add in more natural energy sources to back up. Yeah.
I know that a lot of people in Tamale, in Wada, Mongo, all the other places in the north are watching our show. Really, we have a lot of them watching and we appreciate it. But do you think they explore the beauties there in the north? You know,
you're seeing a shift. I would say when I first came to Mole National Park in 1998, you didn't really see that many Ghanaian families or visitors. You saw a lot of foreigners and expats. And I've seen that shift and more rapidly in the last several years. And I was there 2 weeks ago, and there was actually a group of Gambian young professionals who live in Accra. They call themselves the Globetrotters, and they were spending a weekend at Mole. So I think you're going to see a shift of of people from Accra, from Takoradi, but also from the north exploring, and we're going to facilitate that process as well.
Okay, but what do you think is accounting for that?
I think it's, my sense is that whether people want to admit it or not, there is a rising middle class. I think there's income levels that are allowing people to travel more than previously.
Okay. All right. So where is your favorite holiday destination? Now we're talking Ghana. We're talking right here. If you happen to be in the north, there's a place that you can check out. But I've got to ask you, how much did it cost you to put up this place?
But when all is said and done, we'll have invested about $5 million US into the northern region of Ghana. Yeah.
What kind of timelines have you given yourself to get that money back?
You know, the important thing is that we have all of the investors who are part of us, and the majority of our money was raised in Ghana, are long-term investors that believe in northern Ghana and believe in conservation. So we're all in it with a long. Obviously, this is a business, and people want to get a return, but it's a long-term view. We're not trying to do this to get in and get out. This is we believe that there should even be more properties than the one we're doing in the north.
Okay, so is that opened?
It is not open yet. We're targeting for July. We're going to have 25 rooms with this beautiful chalet suites with a main lodge. The lodge is called Zana Lodge, so look out for our press, our media. Go to our website, zanalodge.com. But we're targeting to open in July.
Okay, so it's Zana Lodge, and this place is at the Mole National Park.
That is
right
correct.
there, you know, where you can experience the beauty of Ghana as well. I love the idea. I'd like to visit when you open.
You're already invited, so you can be one of our first guests.
Like for free or like?
We'll talk about it, but yes, I'll do something for you.
But is it expensive?
We're targeting, you know, we're targeting the type of people that are likely to go to Labadi or to Move and Pick and things like that. So it's going to be at the higher end, but it'll be an all-inclusive package where you pay not only for your room, but it covers all of your food, all of the safari drives and things like that.
If I'm paying high, then I expect high.
We will deliver high as well, and that's the challenge.
Thank you very much. Thank you for passing through. Andrew Murphy, CEO of Eco Lodge Company Ghana Limited. You can visit the place in Mole. Well, we're talking Roverman because there's a new play, The Smartest Man Alive, premiering today. And if you want to come and see the play, you have to be nice to me. And then maybe answer one or two, and then we will give you a ticket. I won't give you a ticket, though. Abla, my producer, would give you. So stay with us. I'll come back with Roverman, and then we'll talk about The Smartest Man Alive.